Hi everyone, Holly here. I'm in the shop and today's agenda is all about planting. I have two customer window boxes that are really smart, quite heavy, about 50 centimeters, and they want a really simple yet effective planting design. So simple, in fact, it is only 3 or 4 plants. We've agreed on 3, but the container is a lot bigger than the photo showed, so it may be 4. Because it's so heavy, it's like a kind of fibre concrete mix. That's obviously not a technical term, but because it's going up a couple of flights of stairs and then being lifted over onto the windowsill, we want to be mindful that it's not necessarily necessary to fill this all with compost, because it's going to be a seasonal planter with beautiful Calluna. They aren't potentially going to live in here forever, so the roots will establish, the plants will stay as healthy as possible for as long as possible, and in fact the heathers are an evergreen. So you can see here, as long as your heather is beautiful and green at the base, it is healthy. As it grows, you will get a few woody bits, but essentially nice and green, lots of lovely flower. So basically, drainage. The container has holes at the bottom, and because we don't need to fill it completely with soil, we're going to fill the base with a drainage layer of gravel and polystyrene. This will help the water drain through. If the client waters really heavily, it's unlikely to catch lots of rain just because of where it's situated, so it will be manual watering, but also just to hit a bit of the breeze, just to make the containers a little bit lighter. So we've got a layer of polystyrene, reused polystyrene, extra drainage, with some gravel. I've got a whole box of grit. And because we are planting with heathers, we're going to be using ericaceous compost, which is a compost with acid in it. Bear in mind, when we're planting, we're going to firm them in. The compost is going to firm down when water is added, but also we want to be mindful to plant just below the rim, so when the customer does water, all the soil isn't going to tip over. Beautiful. I'm going to pick the 6, potentially 8 best, 8 biggest. That's going to look a bit like this. Client has confirmed 3. I did suggest 4 would look nice, but 3 it is, and 3 is also going to look fantastic. FYI, if we weren't happy with the composition or with our work, we wouldn't send anything out, and we always advise as well. But on this particular occasion, we just wanted to get a little bit of approval. Okay, so 3 it is. We're going to firm them in just below the rim. These are really beautiful Calluna. They're tightly packed in their nursery pots. They need a bit of a firm hand. If not, this one is really matted in. If not, we'll get the scissors. Totally pop out. I'm going to tease these roots, really fibrous. Tease them out. This one's going to go dead centre. Firm it in. Make sure it doesn't wobble around. Make sure we've got the position right first. The heathers are looking good. and then we can firm in, because we don't want to be planting and then disrupting the plant even more. Now, before we plant, we make sure our plant is nice and moist. We don't want to be planting dry plants, and because there are only 3 plants, every plant has to work and earn its place. Now it's all about backfill. Just lifted it there just to make sure you can lift it. So firming in, we're backfilling for plant stability. You don't want any air pockets. You want good contact with the soil. And then start to think about, right, what are we going to top dress? Are we going to leave it with just plain compost? Are we going to moss it? Are we going to add gravel? Is there going to be any extra decor? For us, for our outdoor planters, we tend to add gravel. That looks lovely. Okay, with a little bit of gravel. Quite contemporary finish. This will sit really nicely on a London townhouse.